Welcome back to another episode of The Talk, a drag race reality recap show. We are here. I'm your host, Edward_ENT, and I'm here today joined by.
Hey bitches, it's your favorite bottom, Boxer's favorite bottom, Kevin. How we doing today? Hello. Bitch, I'm doing marvelous. I had an off day today, so it was a great day just to reset. Me and Wellington went to Target. We saw the Pride collection. We bought a fan. It was just an amazing day. We took a Benadryl. Like, let's get crazy.
Okay.
How was your day? What'd you do?
No, show me the class. Show the class. Where's the fan? I want to see it.
Bitch, it's
Is it like a crack fan or is it like
it's like a Target. So it doesn't make the full noise, but
it says Target?
it was Target. It's like the Target price. It was like $4, girl. Like it was. They're doing as much as we can.
Okay. Well,
But you will see it at Boxers.
All right, we'll wait for it. So you already know, even before the weekend started with my retreat, we ended up going to Boxers where we hit up Fantasy Factory at Boxers HK. We had a good time. Saw dope.
Girl, it was a key.
What was your favorite part? You would say?
My favorite part was actually watching you just exude confidence and walk that fucking duck. Like, bitch, I was also drunk as fuck off like my third like tequila pineapple. So anything that you did was just gagging me, and it's just good supporting my sister. Because the next time I see you on a stage, it better be Drag Race.
Well, one, I fucking appreciate you for celebrating and being happy that I was up there. Two, I was excited to be like picked to participate and volunteer, and also I do want to address the fact that the challenge was your best walk. It was a walk-off. We did a walk-off. Bitches want to do sex siren. You know, if it was sex siren, I went first because I had to set the tone. So I'm like, fuck it, let me just set the bar high. Let me walk. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And then I turn around, bitches turns is, and then they doing sexual seduction.
Bitch, it was OnlyFans on that stage.
What's up?
It was OnlyFans on that stage, and you were giving like a Sunday church moment. Like you were just giving a confident walk, and these bitches over here showing pussy and titties. I'm over here like,
I was walking into an interview. I was getting that job. I'm not gonna break nothing. I'm gonna get the part.
But there was a top up there that just kept pointing me out and everything. And if you're watching this, I don't even know your name or anything about you. And I know that you're 5'3", but we're the same height when we're in bed. So I'll be waiting for you at the Newark office.
That's a good one. I'm gonna start using that one. We're the same.
You know how hard it is to be like a tall top? Like being a tall top out here is ruthless. Like nobody wants to climb a tree no more. Like, and all these tops are like fucking 5'3".
Wait, you consider yourself a tall top?
I went bottom. Let's say top. Comment below. Out of the three of us, myself, Walton, Edward, who do you think is the tops and who's the bottoms? So we're not talking about looks.
2 tops and a bottom. Ooh. You have to pay.
Oh, that sounds like a good movie.
Play, not pay. Right? Yeah, no, I would say it was a dope weekend, and we already back into it, and that's what brings us here today to recap this bomb-ass episode, which was nothing only but the Snatch game
of love.
And I was gonna say, and the category was reveal yourself. So that's why I decided to kind of go with a little bit of cunty today for the episode. I'm like, something to show some shoulder. You know, I got my Red Ruby the Sleaze earrings on, and
you give it like an
it's also motherfucking Pride Month. What's good?
Bitch, happy Pride. Get your poppers out, get your pussies out. Like Pride Month is elite for us gays. Like I just feel my juices flow even heavier. I just feel myself being even more supple. Like skin's good, credits good. Everything is just amazing.
Well, I'm happy that it was amazing. But one thing that we didn't think was amazing was some of the performances on the Snatch game. We're going to get into what queens did, what character, what celebrity for the Snatch game. And we ended up splitting off 2 groups for this season Snatch game and All Stars 8. And group 1 consisted of Heidi in Closet,
Kahana Montrese, James Mansfield, and
you got this.
Who's the other bitch? Production was notes. I'm lagging.
James Mansfield.
Yeah, Kahana, Heidi, and Jessica Wilde.
No.
Yes.
It was James.
Bitch, no, it was. I just said that. It was James, Heidi, Kahana, and Jessica.
I'm sorry. I'm doing it in the way that they were seated.
Oh.
Heidi, Jessica, Kahana, and James. Okay. All right,
Yes.
I was about to call her Jennifer, but boom, we start
Jennifer.
off with Heidi in Closet, who decided to be the pirate.
Oh, Blackbeard the pirate. It was just.
It was a choice. It was
It
a choice.
was. It wasn't funny. No shade.
Okay, not necessarily that I wouldn't say it wasn't funny because it had potential. Like when she was doing the whole like the third leg, and she does a good job volleying with Rue and going back and forth. But I think with her performance, what ended up happening was I feel like once she lost that leg, she lost it all. Like in her head, she was like, "Fuck!" Like this peg leg just fell
That was the
off.
only gag.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny. She had good like volley, but I think she was very focused on what else was happening. She was trying to like juggle a lot all at once with what she was presenting
Absolutely.
physically, what she was presenting with her material, and also how she was gonna incorporate herself with the three ladies that were sitting next to her. Who brings us well, what do you think about her before we move on to the next bit?
I have a thing with like drag race contestants utilizing a character but still evoking the same energy they do in their drag race character. It's very reminiscent of like when Silky was T.S. Madison, like even with Lala Ree, we'll speak about it later when she was Sukihana. It's like I just see the same character but with a different outfit, in my opinion. Like with Heidi, all I was getting were Heidi with a beard, like no shade, like it wasn't it for me. Like I just don't like when there's no like clear differentiation of the impersonation and then the queen. Whereas like someone like I'm trying to think who else, like James Mansfield and when she was Jennifer Coolidge, we knew exactly like the split off between the two characters. But here
Yeah.
with I just didn't. It was you needed more of a gag than just a peg leg, and I feel like when she lost that, it was kind of like we were just lost in the seas. Catch that?
Only in the seas if it's breeze, but Bobby the sleaze. But speaking of bad bitches, such as Nikki, we're gonna get into Jessica Wilde, who for her snatch game, she decided to do the great and legendary Iris Chacon. Do you know anything about Iris, Kevin?
As a white male, I have absolutely no recollection or idea who that was. So I was living though. I'm a Jessica Stan and apologist, so that bitch can walk out in a plastic bag and I'd be like, work,
Well, you're lucky. I'm here to share some fun facts about Iris Chacon.
please.
I have my fan book here where I do think Jessica did a good job playing the role. But I think similar to what we see and I'm sure what we all believe was she didn't find a way how to execute her humor, and not so much of her humor and the character, but so much of making it transfer through many barriers. I feel like if you're Spanish speaking, Latino, Latinx, and you have that history to it, then it all makes sense. But that's kind of the tricky part about doing a character that not is not very familiar, because you do have the opportunity that you can kind of create it and make it be whatever you want to be, such as Heidi in Closet, where we can be like, oh well, bitch, you're not acting like the pirate. It could be anything.
It's
You can
like
make it
Jinx
whatever you want.
Monsoon. Like you want a queen to bring a character to the stage that like as younger audiences or audiences that don't know, like Jinx Monsoon and Little Edie. I didn't know
Yeah.
who the fuck that was, but now when I think of Little Edie, bitch, that's Jinx Monsoon. Like, and I feel like it was probably really stressful for Jessica because that bitch was in the first Snatch game ever.
Can you tell
Like,
me if this is catnip? Can never see if I'm feeding them giblets.
no, bitch. Like Jinx Monsoon, and I really think we'll talk about it later. I think Jimbo can hold a candle to her when it comes to Snatch Game. But
Yeah.
again, just about Jessica, like I feel like there was definitely probably like immense amount of pressure because like you came off of the first ever Snatch Game ever. Like you were a part of that, and you were fucking RuPaul in front of RuPaul. Like that's already a
Yeah.
gag in itself, and that takes fucking balls. So I feel like I don't think it weighed out to her last performance, but I don't think it was as bad as the placement that she deserved in the episode. And we'll speak about that later.
All right.
Justice
Let's
for
go.
Jessica.
Justice for Jessica. I will put that on the notes and I remember to bring it back.
Boop.
Boom. Next up, we have Kahana Montrese, the girl with the body yaddy yaddy, and unfortunately, orange makeup. She decided to go with
I'm not
Coco
broken,
Montrese.
bitch.
Ooh. She decided to play her mother of Coco Montrese, right?
Yeah.
And we ended up seeing it go stale. Like when you leave a bag of Doritos open in the sun. I think that she had a great idea and had a lot of potential. But the thing is that it already has that moment or that image of Coco she wanted to present already has already such important punchlines that for you to play that character, you have to kind of just recycle. And it's where do you have that space to throw in your own puns, your own jokes, and volley off with the
And make it
bitches
your
that are
own.
next to you?
My thing is,
And
how do you feel about like drag race queens doing other drag race queens for Snatch Game? Like, what's your? I don't like it. I feel like it's a cop out. But how do you feel about that? Like someone like Alyssa Edwards being done by Violet, Jasmine Masters being done by Nina Bonina Brown. Like, how do you feel about that?
someone did Alaska, right? Who was it that did
Roxy
Alaska?
Andrews did Alaska on All Stars too.
Um, Yes and no, because obviously that's it's charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. So you
Kick
need to
nerve.
have that to even make it on Drag Race. So why not honor and like play a role that exudes all of those things? Like if I were to do Bob the Drag Queen, like I would have fun with it. How would I make it Bob? Very hard. That's the challenge on it. I think on a perspective of gameplay, it's not even hit or miss. I think it's most of the time a miss. Maybe in the earlier seasons it would have worked. But I feel like it's most of the time a miss, and I don't think so much playing it safe. I think it's just this is your time to show who the fuck you are, and you decided to play already another queen who already had their moment on this stage and on this platform, and
This
this
is
is
the
the Olympics.
moment.
So, but if I were actually before I even answer that question, if you were to impersonate a queen on Snatch Game, which queen would you impersonate?
Oh my god, that is a very loaded question.
Let me
Um,
pick your loads.
and you know I love my loads. I would do RuPaul, but like a white version from like a trailer park version. I feel like I can make that funny because I'm already from a trailer park, so all I need to do is have a bald cap, and I would not be doing blackface, so no one can cancel me. I'll make sure it's culturally appropriate,
Round of applause for Trixie. Already done it. She already
but
did that
I'd
shit.
make it funny.
Ooh. All right, y'all heard it here first. We're gonna see. That's gonna be our season finale. We're gonna do a little version of Snatch Game, and
Oh
Kevin will
my!
be
Can you
the
imagine
juror.
the tuck snatch game? That would be gaggy.
I mean, why imagine what we can do? Let's make it happen. Nah,
Production,
but
write it down.
bringing it back to Kahana Montrese, what do you think about her performance?
It was for a lack of a better words trash. I feel like I was just not with her entire performance. I feel like there's only so much you could do. Like once you get those three like catchphrases like you said out, what else is there? Like you need to either build on it or you're gonna be trampled over by other people. Like when James went, James was eating it. Um I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't good. Like I feel like it was a good idea, but just as the execution was off and the look was fine, because I mean she looked like Coco down boots, but it was like, bitch, what else is there? Like it was.
I raise you this question, right?
Give it to me. Uh,
Close your eyes, envision yourself in her seat. You are you chose to do RuPaul. You've done his you've done all his hit, little moments. And you look across and you see me and I'm there with you. And I'm kind of lobbing you, or what I believe is lobbing you kind of some jokes. But you're receiving it and you're thinking that I'm bashing you, kind of like what happened with Heidi and Kahana. In that situation, how would you feel and how do you think Kahana should have felt when Heidi was kind of lobbying with her?
I feel like, bitch, that's how you play the fucking game. Like, you either get with it or get out. I feel like she was mad pussy for thinking that fucking Heidi was fucking throwing her bones in a negative way. Like, the whole entire point of Snatch Game is you're an individual character, but you're also with a team for a reason. And your job is to volley with everything to make it an experience for us as viewers and for also RuPaul to see how you react in that setting. So I feel like, Kana, you're mad pussy. Like, your shit was whack. And then you have over here Heidi doing not as amazing job, but like take that back. Like take what Heidi's giving you and throw it back at her and do it back to her. Like make it your own. Like when Jinx Monsoon made literally Snatch Game hers on All Stars 8, like she literally like that was Jinx Monsoon Snatch Game and the Queens
Yeah.
let her have it. Like they were all volleying around, they were talking to each other. Like I'll never forget it was Ginger Midge's original season. She said something to somebody. It was like, "Thank you, Justin Bieber," to Katya when she was somebody, and it
Yeah,
was just
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the shit that like is funny. Like when they volley, when they connect with each other. So I thought Kana was pussy with that. What do you think? Like, did you think that how she felt was valid?
I don't think the choice of word that I would say is pussy.
Pussy, pussy, cunt, 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 puss.
I just think that she was in her head, and instead of taking that moment, whether it was a bone or whether it was a dig, whatever the fuck the saying is, like she should have bounced back off of it. I feel like as the role that you're embodying of Coco Montrese, Coco's gonna read a bitch. You know what she should have did was said, "Yeah, you take care of the choreography because she runs her own dance studio, and I'm gonna sit back and when they say who was the captain, say I was the captain." Like she could have done a lot. Like Coco is this fucking sass and this ball of energy of like, respect me or I'm gonna give it to you and I'm gonna handle you, and I can respect you,
Hello.
but I'm gonna still give it to you the way I give it to you. So when Heidi said here's the map, girl. Find the joke. She should have said, and what you need to find is some, like she should have bounced back with some. She should say, what you need
She
to
doesn't
find
have
is
that
another
quick
leg.
wit. Like that's something that like I think is important in a snatch game is having that quick like that Rolodex in your mind of like what do I say next and just going with the flow. I feel like Kahana was almost too premeditated with her reads and everything and with what she was saying. So like she did take a second back to like think where someone like a Bianca, like again to reference Jinx, like they're just on the cusp, they're quick, they're fast. Even like Bob the Drag Queen, like they don't think of what their next movement is. So I feel like since this was for Kahana's first snatch game, she almost went into it like a preschool level, which some
I
of these other bitches are in like high school.
I think also what happened with that situation, I just lost my motherfucking train of thought. But you
Speaking
said
of
about
trains,
her, you said of her picking up fast. Run that back for me one more time. Refresh my memory really quick. I was gonna make
uh,
a good point.
like how bitch, I forgot too. I'm on a Benadryl right now. My mind is
I should have
fucking.
just cut your ass off when I had the chance.
You should have bitch cut me
Um,
off.
Well, anyways, bitch, that moment has passed. But what I was gonna say was motherfucking Kahana is just she gave us what she could give us. I think she should have executed it a little better. Ah, bing bang boom, I got it. What I was gonna say was, she was looking a little busted on her original season, and I think that like usually when you grow up a little bit like poor or you grow up a little fucked up in the face or maybe in the head, you end up taking that thing and you turn it into humor. And I feel like we didn't get to see much of her in her season, but I feel like now she's really pretty and like maybe she's just like focused more on the beauty and not the jokes. You
Stop
know
relying on that body.
exactly because I feel like growing up, like I was always like a little like a dorky dork nerd. I feel like not in high school, but like middle school and elementary school, and it's like that is what made my humor and Edward who Edward is. It's just like nah, like I'm gonna figure out how to crack jokes because it's like, bitch, if I'm cracking jokes in this classroom, you're not bullying me. Like you're gonna laugh with me,
Hello.
and, like it is what it is. So I feel like for her having the growth that she has had, it's like she can't connect to that root of like, damn, I used to be, but fucking ugly, and I had to rely on my humor and like my talent, and like she's relying on her beauty, I think, and I think she was playing a role, and we've seen this kind of with Carrie Colby, where it's like you play this pretty perfect role, and you can't get kind of like crazy, raunchy, nasty, and fuck around and crack a joke. And I think that's what we saw with her. But a bitch who did have a rough start and could make humor and lemonade out of lemons was this bitch, motherfucking James, who stepped in to the motherfucking Snatch game as Jennifer Coolidge.
I want a hot dog real bad. Like, bitch, I was so fucking hyped to see Jennifer Coolidge on fucking Snatch Game. Like, it's been fucking time. And I think that it was done justice. I feel like
Yeah.
James really evoked the character. There was moments that I did see a little bit of James in it, but again, like that, like Jennifer is just already such a fucking icon. I remember watching her in like those old like spin-offs of Scary Movie, like Date Movie, Epic Movie. Like she was always in those crass, really like raunchy movies. And that bitch is just so fucking funny. Like it was a really good snatch game. I mean, there had to be some type of diamond in the shit because imagine if she was shit too. That's not that entire lineup
I
would have been
never heard
trash.
that term before. Diamond in the shit.
Girl. That's when you're douching and then you find your necklace and you're like, oh my god, that's where it was. I was looking for her. How do you feel about James Mansfield? What's tea?
I think she looked stunning. She looked the role. She went on there with her motherfucking lips as glossy as she could, and that's how you execute. Like at least in this group, how you execute Snatch Game. Because if you do have props, it's like either like maximize its use, and it's like to take that damn lip gloss and oh, and just like carry it through and through. It didn't get tiresome. She knew when to kind of like add her own flair and also bring in the stereotype, Jennifer Coolidge that we know.
Oh
And
yeah.
I enjoyed it. I think she knew how to bounce back with the girls. She didn't try too hard to like take their moment. She stood out and it was well deserved, the way that she was to pretty much win that snatchler's heart for that round.
Yeah, I feel like the one thing that I would say was a missed opportunity, I wish she would kind of volley with the girls a little bit more because her character was so funny and she was hitting every note. I wish what would take the step just a little bit more is just having more interactions with the other queens. I feel like she was interacting well with RuPaul, with the Snatchler. I think the one thing that could have took up like that little bit of a notch is just having that like interaction with the queens. I feel like she could have done what Heidi did and make it a little bit more funny. I feel like we would have been LOLing.
No, I now that you say that, I could see it. I wish that we could have rewatched that one, but MTV is slacking posting on that one. But what they did post is the second group for a motherfucking Snatch game, which consisted of nonetheless.
Are you pointing to me
Yeah, bitch, that was the
because you
pass
don't
off.
know?
So it goes from I don't know who was sitting in the first seat, but I know it was Candy Muse, someone else, and Jimbo.
So it was Alexis Michelle, Candy Muse.
Well, you know what? Let's just watch it. Let's get into it.
Go read the notes.
Welcome
Find
back
the
to
note.
the Snatch Game of Love. Let's meet our next batch of celebrity Snatchlerettes.
Ah, now I
my
know.
favorite Golden Girl.
First day?
Lee Arthur is here.
Hello, Rue, your pal and a confidant.
Thank you for being a friend. Now, what kind of man are you looking for?
If you've got a pulse, we'll do great.
Yes.
My drier than Grant's, too.
Up next, from Mob Wives, it's Renee Graziano.
Yo, RuPaul,
How's business?
Staten Island is booming.
Is it really?
But the feds don't like that.
Are the feds listening in on this conversation?
You tell me, you the one, Mike.
Okay, up next.
I love that bitch.
From Love
That's my
and
baby.
Hip Hop Miami, Sukiyana is here.
RuPaul don't know who Sukihana is. He knows that.
Okay. You shoot in Miami.
Yeah.
You live in Atlanta.
And the
Which do you call home?
Houston.
I lost it.
That was good.
All right,
That was
up
good.
next, she's America's OG sweetheart. Shirley Temple is here. Hi, Shirley
Yes.
Temple.
Well, hello, Ru.
That fucking voice.
I won the hearts of America and the world.
Yeah, you did. Are you ready to win the heart of a nice snatchler?
Well, I don't know. Does he know how to babysit?
All right,
Yo, Steve
time
really
to
took
play
all the
the
way.
game. Let's close that sugar wall.
That's the feds, bitch, the feds.
The feds.
Let's meet our next snatchler. He's a Scorpio who was born without a gag reflex. It ought to be a
Ooh.
charity.
Relatable.
I know he
Please
breaks cards.
Bowen Yang.
Hi, Rue.
Scorpios?
Medical marvel.
Yes, you are. My goodness. Now, I hear you're
Heartbreaking.
looking for love.
I am, and I'm not that picky.
Not that picky.
No.
Good to know. I think you've definitely come to the right place. First question from Bowen.
Snatchlorette number 1. I love an outdoorsy gal. If I took you camping on our first date, tell me, how would you make it super romantic?
Well, Bowen, we could start by reading through the collected works of William Shakespeare. And then we might get a little drunk and we'll
Okay.
land in jail.
That was funny. You gotta give it out to me. I wish I knew more of Bait Author,
That
but
sounds lovely.
Alexa did a good job.
It's a good time.
Alexis is funny as fuck. I'm sorry.
Snatchlorette number
is.
2. How would you make camping super
My
romantic?
baby daddy.
Well, first of all, Bowen, we not going camping in Staten Island. That dump is infested with rats. The same rats over here, bitch.
Okay. Snatchlorette number 3.
Hello, Bobo.
Roses are red, violets are blue. How do you feel about
I don't know too much about Sukihana, so I don't know how Lala really is portraying this character, but I do see that she had fun with it. So that's
all that matters. Just have fun.
We all good in the hood, baby.
Right.
Okay, Snatchlorette number 4. What
my
song
God.
best describes your love life and why?
I would say the good shovel lollipop because I'm a sweet trip to the candy shop. I'm all grown up now. I'm 100 years old.
In
And-
what
RuPaul loves
early
her.
dog years?
How would you tell me you're the bitch?
Like, such a good response.
Snatchlorette number 3. If you were an animal, what kind of animal would you be and why?
All right. So I'll be a poodle, okay? Because it's pussy bark. All right.
Yeah.
Snatchlorette number 2.
Find the note.
What kind of
Girl.
animal would Snatchlorette number 1 be?
A cockroach so I can step on her.
I'd like to see her try. I spent a year at Attica.
Oh.
Yes, I know it's a men's prison. I was there a year before they found out.
I will gut you like a fish.
What you like a fish?
Okay. Snatchlorette number
Work.
4. I'm terrible at remembering names. Look at Snatchlorette number 1 and give her a nickname that I would never forget.
I'd call you clam chowder. Cause you look stinky.
I've got the best clam in
It's like-
Miami.
It's like, I don't know
Okay,
Shirley,
Snatchlorette number 2.
Temple,
Now you
but
look
like
at
seeing
Snatchlorette
it,
number
I can see
3.
the humor that
What
she
should
has.
her
Exactly.
nickname be?
Whore.
That is my nickname, honey. You know me well, huh?
Is that descriptive
Yes.
enough for you?
Yes. So specific.
Yeah.
Okay. Snatchlorette number 1. Where's the strangest place you've made whoopee?
Well, Bowen, I would probably have to say in George Papard's pool house.
That one took Rue
Was
out.
George there?
Well, of course.
Was the whole A team there?
I'm an opportunist.
I think that's a yes.
Be author.
Snatchlorette number 4. Where's the strangest place you've made whoopee?
Oh, well, wouldn't you like to know, you pervert? Stop hiding behind that wall and show yourself. You and your dirty old questions, you dirty old man. Look at me, mommy.
This is the moment she won.
Took me out because she literally looks like she has puppet strings on her arms and it's just like they're just pulling her around.
Isn't she just darling?
I'm so
Oh, I should have
cute.
took those tap dance classes and my mother wanted me to. When she said that, that's where she took the crown.
I love
just-
when other queens laugh at the snatch game that
Means,
the other
Bowen,
people's
it's
doing.
time for you to make a decision. Who snatched your heart? Is it Snatchlorette number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4?
I might get put on a registry for it, but I think Snatchlorette number 4.
Oh my God, we won! We found the hole! Oh, golly.
Before you
Golly.
meet your Snatchlorette, let's meet the 3 celebrities you didn't choose. Say hello to Beatrice Arthur.
God'll get you for that, Bowen.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
May I please introduce you to Renee Graziano.
I'm gonna catch your ass in the parking lot.
Oh my God.
Hi, Bowen.
You're lying.
Meet Sugiana.
So we wanna work out anyway.
Okay. Right. Okay, Bowen. Only a thin pink sugar wall stands between you and your future. Move that sugar wall.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Say hello to Shirley Temple.
Wowee.
Wow.
I didn't think you'd be so small. I'm gonna keep you.
At Snatch Game of Love, we love a happy ending. So let's bring back our other happy couple. Matt and Jennifer, come on out here.
Oh, congratulations. Oh my God.
Matt and Bowen.
Yeah.
Before we go, I have one thing to say. The time has come for you to lip sync
How? Let's talk
for
about this.
your love.
Now, I know when Aja saw this, Aja was losing her mind. They say,
Yeah, that was the wackest shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
I said, girl, just you might as well cultural appropriate after that one, because like what the fuck. Anywho, what the fuck did you think about that? What did you think about that Snatch game? Group 2.
That Snatch game obviously was light years above the first one. To start about the first
Absolutely.
queen, Alexis Michelle as Beatrice Arthur. I know the reference just because I'm white and I was raised by old white people, so it's like the Golden Girl shit. I know, surprise.
Oh,
Um,
what's good?
and that bitch ate. Like Alexis' comedic timing is so appropriate for different spots. Like I feel like she was definitely really funny, and obviously Rue's old as fuck too. So like Rue was catching everything that Alexis was saying. I was eating it up. It was really really funny. Like she was definitely like probably like my second favorite of the entire Snatch Game like episode. What do you think?
I would disagree with that last part of what you said, but I do think she had a great comedic timing, and you gotta give it to her. I didn't know who B. Arthur was. I know they've done it before in the past on the show. I think she did a good job also showing like, I mean, I don't know who is Alexis. I feel like she does have witty comments out of drag. Like she's very like
She cries a
not
lot.
not
That's all I know
shady.
from her.
Well, yeah, you said she has perfect timing for shows, and not to when she don't know when the fuck to cry. She just been crying all damn season long, even though it's only been twice.
Production loves throwing bones, and I eat it up.
This is way too much. I don't know. She did a good job. I don't really know the character like that, but at the end of the day, it worked with the comedy, and that's what the challenge was about.
I just love how dry it was. It was just like I've had the best clam in Miami. Like it was
That one
just
got you.
low key,
Nostalgia.
like low key, because I miss Miami.
Oh, well, maybe we should go soon. Buy me a flight. Well, our next bitch was not from Miami. She's definitely from Staten Island. We had Candy Muse, and you already know I'm a Candy apologist. I don't know the character that she did either, Renee, but I
Mob
do
wives.
think, yeah, I know it's Mob Wives. I just didn't watch Mob Wives yet, but she, I mean, bitch, I don't know which character that is. I haven't seen it, but I got the reference. I think the jokes are funny. I do think that Candy is playing it safe at this specific moment. Not necessarily because she's not funny, because that bitch is funny, but I think she's also kind of like being aware of like, should I put myself like a target on my back? I mean, it's also All Stars, so they might
I
as well
disagree
give it
with
their
that
all.
because like she should be putting her best foot forward and always giving it
Exactly.
100%. I feel like Candy's played it safe this entire competition so far, and I feel like her snatch game was very reminiscent of when Pearl did Big Ange, because she literally took her line. Like Pearl literally said, "I'm gonna gut you like a fish." I feel like Candy's
It's
saying
a
that again.
callback.
Yeah, but it wasn't a callback that was funny. I feel like it was kind of like, wow,
I
like
laugh.
but bitch, you laugh at anything that she does. You're a Selena Estides fan, so anything that you say past this point is not validated. As I
It's
was saying.
valid, bitch. My statement, my opinion is valid, and you're not gonna take that away from me on my Pride Month, okay? Next, I think she was hilarious. And your opinion didn't matter right now.
I think it was trash.
So,
Anyways,
and I'm gonna gut you like a fish.
don't say the word fish. Victoria's going somewhere, fucking freaking out right now.
As long as it's not Kasha Davis fucking with her Wi-Fi. Nah,
It's her ghost.
to the point, I think Candy did a good job. It wasn't what other people performed to be like, compared to our good old sis Jinx Monsoon, but it was good. And Candy did Patrick Star, and I think that Patrick and Renee are two characters that I think they were very same level. She didn't outdo herself from the last
I
performance, but
agree.
she didn't perform under. It was very safe. But I hope that moving forward in the season, like she's really getting that fuel and that fire under her ass, because I
But with
want to
episode
see a
seven,
little
girl,
more.
like no shade. Like when is it time to put the fucking pussy to the metal? It's about to be like episode 7, and there's nothing that Candy has done that really has wowed me so far. Her looks are phenomenal. Her mug is beat, but I'm also like, it's hard. Like I think this is just not her season.
I think to say that she hasn't done something phenomenal after she walked out on that stage with like that boob and the blue hair that was all inflatable is kind of crazy and colorist of you. So watch your mouth. I think she
It's
every
not
time she
colorism, it's taste.
well, every time she steps on that motherfucking runway, I think she looks amazing. Besides that
Girl,
one
you want her to
vampire,
book you so bad when you do drag. I can't wait. I can't wait. You want
I
that
don't have to.
booking.
I don't, bitch. I could keep it real, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's what I connect to with. Like drag is self-expression, and if I feel like her self-expression is what I connect to and relate to, then so be it. I think the only bad look she had was that one vampire look that she had on that runway, and you know exactly which look I'm fucking talking about. So,
And the
anyways, now
alien.
that
And the
we're done with
alien.
today's segment of Candy Muse, we're gonna get on to our girl Sukihana, who was performed and played by Lala Reed.
It's
And
not Laurie. It's ain't the jack. It's from the 8 to snatch to back.
And before we even get into it, I want to go back to what you said before, where you said you feel like there wasn't a differentiation between Suki and Lala, the same way that there wasn't with Silky Nutmeg Ganache and T.S. Madison, which both happen to be two people of color that you just think are alike. No, I'm joking. I'm being messy, but go ahead.
Would you try to get me canceled before we're even like bigger than we are? No, my statement stands, but I'll bring it into a white queen. Like when Max was sharing needles, I feel like there wasn't a clear differentiation. I feel like I just hate when Queen, like even with Candy and Renee, I feel like I still saw too much Candy, and it was
There's never
just,
enough candy.
girl, I'm diabetic. There's enough candy for me. I'm
Ozempic.
playing. With Sukihana, I feel like it was funny. I knew Rue had no clue who the fuck Sukihana was in that moment. She was like, "Wait, production, one more time. What's her name again? How you say it?" Okay, work. I thought it was funny. I think that I expected Lala Ree to do worse because this was her first Snatch game. I expected her to do worse because look at Kahana. That was her first Snatch game, and it obviously very much showed because she was trash. But
It
I feel like,
wasn't that bad.
girl, are we watching the same show?
I just think, I mean, maybe we have different vector scales of like what we expect. It's like I obviously want magic. It wasn't. She didn't perform to Jinx's level. She didn't perform to motherfucking Adore Delano as Amy Winehouse. No, it wasn't that.
She
But
wasn't Amy
we've
Winehouse.
seen bad fucking snatch games. Like season, what was it? Was it season 14?
Yeah, when they were all on the bottom.
And it was like two groups, right?
No,
Or was
that
that
was
last
last
season?
season.
That was last
Last
season.
season was 2 groups.
Last season's was one of the most disappointing snatch game I've ever seen because of the fact that it came so fast. There were so many bitches. The groups were way too big, and none of the jokes landed because there was no time for them to intersect with one
You've never
another.
had a problem with big groups before, so I don't know why this is a problem for you. I saw you at Hush. But just to redact your statement, Adore Delano was not Amy Winehouse. She was Anna Nicole Smith. Bitch, get
Oop,
your fucking Drag Race facts right if you're gonna talk about it on the Tuck podcast here.
y'all know what
Anyways,
I meant.
I didn't. I feel like Lala replayed it safe. I mean, like her and Candy both played a very safe like snatch game. I feel like nothing they did, I was kind of like, whoa, amazing, funny. So that's my tea.
Well, speaking of tea, your tea is valid, my tea is valid, but what the tea that we got into this fucking week was once these bitches hit that back room, shit popped off. So just like we said, and I
You're
asked
not
you
gonna talk
earlier,
about Jimbo, the winner of the challenge?
oh girl, I feel like did we have to? We completely like, oh my
I
god,
would
wait,
love to speak about Jimbo and her fucking winning performance. We already spoiled it, but this
yeah.
is one you already know that Jinx RuPaul's fucking obsessed with Jimbo, and this just brought it over to a different scale. Jimbo is amazing TV. She's funny, she's off the cusp. I'm so happy we got her snatch game because we were robbed of it last season when she was on UK versus the world. So that bitch was just so fucking funny. And I love that like you were talking about before, when the pretty queens are afraid to really go big and go ugly and go funny. Like Jimbo does not give a fuck, and that's what I love. That bitch is just off the
So
cusp,
ugly.
and it was just so fucking amazing. What do you think about Jimbo? Because I want to talk about it.
I mean, sorry, Jumbo, for skipping over you. I love you. I think she did a good job. Like, obviously, fantastic. I think once the bitch stood up and tap dance, like, she really just
She won the
put the
season with that, in
icing
my
on the
opinion.
cake. And then when she said that she just shat herself, that was putting the candle, lighting it up, blowing it, fucking cutting the cake, eating it, shitting it out the next morning, taking the shit, smacking your mother in the face with it, and letting bitches know that you run the show. And I think that's like Jimbo. Jimbo, as of right now, is the clear front winner, the front
Runner.
runner up, front winner. You, the bitch looked like she's gonna win the season, ho. And I gotta see how it and the cookie ends up crumbling. Front runner of the season. So I'm really ready to see how the bitch gives it to the girls. But at the same time, I'm Team Candy all the way. So I'm like hoping for her to fail. And that's why I was kind of like pissed off when bitches later on wanted to maybe like reveal possible plans of eliminating Jimbo.
No, that I kind of love when they get into it because I'm tired of the kumbaya shit. Like, I want drama. Like, I want like old school, like throwing drinks on bitches. Like when Morgan and Michaels
Mhm.
was threatening to fucking physically assault Mystique Summers Madison in Untucked in season 2. Like, that's the drag race I want to bring back.
I'm
So
from Chicago.
go
It's
fix your hair. Go fix your mug. I don't need to fix my mug, bitch. You
she's what?
do.
She's in my mug. She's in my face. That shit every
Like,
time.
I love it.
No,
I want it to be more Big Brothery. Like, I want it to be
I
more
don't
like.
think I don't think this fan base can handle it. I'll be real with you.
But
And
I
it's
no, I
and it's
agree with that.
crazy to think that a fucking group of faggots can't handle some shade, but bitch, me saying the F slur right now probably has bitches riled up. Like the thing is we live in a very like a very sensitive time where like and not sensitive but hypersensitive. Everyone's just like, oh my god, like she has eyelashes on and she wants to like run it back, scratch that. The boobs that fucking Jimbo wore when she walked into the entrance room for her Meet the Queens look or whatever.
Misogynistic, yada yada yada. Like,
Exactly. It's like people jump the gun to and like some of these conversations are important and I mean all of these conversations are important to have. But what happens is when we oversaturate whether it's the media or the topic with things that are not as damn, that sounds wrong to say not as valid as the others. But it's just
say it, girl.
like we have to pick our battles. Like, oh wait, this is messy. Let me think about how I want to clear this up.
Bitch, I'll say it. Like, I feel like we need to actually care about what matters. And when we're worried about fucking
There we
a
go.
drag queen wearing prosthetic plastic tits, like the bitch, there's fucking trans kid being taken
And
away from supportive homes, and there's fucking laws that are being in place to really fuck with our trans brothers and sisters and everything in between. So for the fact that there's fucking talk about fucking Jimbo's tits. Like, bitch, fucking donate all that time into money and put into the ACLU drag fund to fucking help our trans
thank
brothers
you.
and sisters and everything in between. Because I'm gonna say it, like, who gives a fuck about Jimbo's tits? Put your fucking mouth on Twitter where it fucking matters and fucking vote.
I couldn't have said it. I couldn't have said that any fucking better. So thank you for helping me out on that one. But I do agree with what the fuck you were saying. I'm excited for drama. Like, bitch, this is what we're here for, and that's what we are getting this episode. We see the girls in the workroom, they're getting all cutesy dootsy, putting on their faces, and suddenly conversation is brought up that Kahana introduces addressing Heidi, and she says to Heidi, you know what?
Girl,
Run the tape.
I just gotta be real. After
Production, the
yesterday,
tape.
it just like really freaking shook me with Heidi. Girl, I'm
I'd like
already
to
under the
kinda top
bus. I
me.
don't need you to roll it and drive on top of me. Like that's not what
No.
sisters do. That's not what family
No,
does.
and I also
I
heard
love that moment
that
right
she
there.
went and told Jimbo that I was coming for her. That she better watch out for me. I was like,
Oh,
girl,
God.
that's the game you playing here?
Girl, the gasp I let out when this
Listen,
happened.
Heidi have spilled some tea, but it's fake tea. Jimbo
Stop
told me
cleaning my
that one
baby.
night after they cut the cameras,
My little
Heidi went up
Caillou.
to Jimbo and whispered in her
Caillou.
ear, watch out for Candy. She's gunning for you. She's going to send you
No.
home. I don't know what Heidi thinks she heard, but I did not say that. If anything, baby, I am looking out for both of them in this competition. So I'm confused and I feel betrayed.
How do you feel, Jessica, after yesterday?
I feel that I started like cute, you know. It was like, but the jokes sometimes I don't know. Sometimes they were there, sometimes wasn't.
I don't think that I did terrible, but I know I can do better.
At least
Well,
she
I
kept
hope
it
in the
real with
bottom
herself.
is not me.
Yeah.
Tremendo, sabes?
How you doing, Kana?
Back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, I was already like feeling kind of defeated before I went in.
I feel you.
But
Oh.
what really like sent me was you. Yes, because you really were pushing me.
Oh, she was tight.
Oh my
Seeing that I was struggling,
Dramatic
like,
bottom.
throwing the jokes back at me, like giving me the map and literally like antagonizing me. It just was not cute, Heidi.
Fuck
Ooh,
up,
the
bitch.
tension in that room.
I also want to say I did not mean for that to be what was happening. I literally had no idea Kahana was having these feelings. Like, I'm a little hurt
You're
actually that she would
not
think I was
back.
trying to sabotage her.
What
I
happened
don't
to
want you to
Amanda
feel like I
Heidi?
was trying to push you down. I was hoping that you would like be able to volley and like hit the joke and
Girl,
be like,
I wasn't even hitting the joke that Rue was giving me. So Why are you
But this is
digging the hole even deeper for me? It really,
this is exactly
really
what I
hurt.
mean.
I'm not even gonna sit here in front with you. I was
Heidi,
really
No,
you're
upset.
the
I
bitch
want
up.
you to. I want you to be
She
real,
over
and
here
I
trying to
appreciate
be
that you're being real
peaceful.
with me.
I
Hannah's
mean,
going
whatever. It's
through it.
real. Like, you don't have to
But
always be dramatic,
girl,
but
Heidi was playing the Snatch game just the way God intended.
I'm so sorry
literally,
that is
too.
how it came off. I do apologize. I never want my
But I'm like,
sisters
God, shut
to
the
feel
fuck
like
up,
I'm
bitch.
trying to like make
Can
them
they hit
feel
each
less
other
than
like
or make
baddies
them
East,
push them
please?
down in any sort of way. Girl,
Fucking
you know
wig.
that's not me. That's
Okay,
not what I
so
do.
since
Woo!
we're talking about family and stuff, Heidi, why did I hear
Yeah.
that you went to Jimbo and told her that I'm coming for her?
Ooh.
Now, bitch.
Because you did. Alexis?
Ooh.
Alexis
Look
was
at her.
present when
Being all
Candy was
scared.
saying she would send Jimbo home.
Girl.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
I am just trying to like flatline in this conversation.
But in this moment, she really
Do
lost
that.
me.
I nodded because Candy said that to me.
I said I'm gunning for her.
Yeah,
No.
you bet you better.
So then,
Alexis
I love
starts
it.
to agree with what I'm saying, but as soon as Candy pipes up, she's like, "Oh well, I don't know if that's exactly
see,
what she."
I'd rather have a
has
bitch that I could go
said."
back and forth
so
with
which is it?
and
What
still be
what
friends.
she said
and have a
was,
pussy ass
as soon
bitch
as
like
Jimbo
that.
lands in the bottom, I'm going to send her ass home.
I didn't hear that from her. I did not hear Candy say that.
I said she was competition.
Not true, Candy.
Why would you go behind my back and throw me under the bus?
But I did not throw you under the bus.
That's what Jimbo said.
I didn't say she threw you under the bus. You let me know that I need to watch out for
Jimbo
Candy
tapped in real
because she
quick.
said she was coming for you, and I said okay.
Even
him
if
up,
that
Jimbo.
was the case, ain't we supposed to be sisters? Where's the loyalty?
Well, she was being loyal to me.
Baby, you were the one trying to turn the tables on our alliance member. And
I mean,
you
can
want
we
to
blame
question
her?
my integrity?
It's
Really?
Can we just
Drag
chalk
Race's
this
brother.
up to we are all fierce competition?
But the thing is, this is a democracy where we
Rose
are
eyes.
voting. And if Jimbo, for whatever reason, landed in the top and I had landed in the bottom, she would have believed all that would have sent my ass home. That is
Period.
wild to me.
At this
Wild.
point, it's Heidi's word against Candy's, and I don't know who to believe. But being in the middle of a fight between two of my good sisters feels really.
That was hot, scorching hot. See, look, silence. It's just.
Can you
hear
light a
fucking-
candle,
Yeah, we
please?
might
And
need a
burn
few.
some
Yep.
sage.
We might need a
Let's
few.
burn some wigs. The candles.
You take a hit of poppers
The
and then
room
you're
is
hearing that
just
wind blow through
dead
your ass.
silent. You could hear a rat piss on cotton, honey. I feel very alone, and like it's not setting right with me. The feeling, the aura, Jimbo. What I
but that
told
is
you,
also
that's
true.
what I had heard, and that's all there was to it.
When
Let's
you're
just
in a
have
mood
fun
like that, you
tonight,
feel it.
and when it comes down to voting, vote Heidi.
No, Heidi.
No,
come
no, no.
on.
Absolutely not.
It's because I do not like what this has become, because this has become really ugly and really
You lost
hideous, and
me
I don't
here.
like that.
I'm
So have
leaving.
fun, or I'm leaving now. I don't. Honestly, no. We don't have to vote tonight. I love y'all.
No,
I love
Heidi.
y'all.
No,
I
Heidi.
can't do
No.
this. I can't do this. I cannot. I love y'all.
No.
Like,
I love
Heidi,
you so much.
no.
She pussy for
I'm
that.
not going back in there.
Like, I don't know what that pressure cooker is like.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why?
You're not gonna regret this when you go
As
home.
upset as I am, Heidi, this has gone way over the hill. I never even wanted something like this to happen. At the end of the day, she's still my sister, and I don't
I
want my
want to
sister to
use more little
go.
things like that.
I need my peace and my joy. I've lost it here.
You're not gonna regret this when you go home.
No, I'm not gonna regret this.
This is low key gonna make Drag Race
No,
history
no.
too.
No, low key, low
I'm
key.
pleased with what I showed. No amount of money, no
this is like breaking the fourth
$200,000,
wall.
no $50,000 from the fame game is worth my happiness.
Your decision is your decision, but not that you are mad. Not love you.
What the just happened?
I mean, I would've been
done
like,
what
bitch,
I
leave me
came
your
here to
wigs, I'll
do.
leave.
I came here to have
Where was
fun, show my
Jessica this
growth,
entire
and have
thing? Jessica did
kiki,
not give a
honey.
fuck.
And I've done all that.
Jessica
So
said,
sometimes you just gotta
they're
take your own
trying,
destiny
but
to your
I'm
own
winning
hands.
this challenge. You worry about her.
So she decided she's not coming back.
Yeah, she's gone. She left.
Well,
Oh my god.
Oh, you people.
I know
that when our lives have been the darkest,
Jimbo's like, wait, what is this bitch
it's
talking
been this thing that we do
about? Like, I don't give a fuck.
that has saved us.
But I love that little
Really
fucking like.
shocking that Heidi gave up on this
Alexis, they got
opportunity.
it.
I'm so bummed because we came into this competition as friends, and I really envisioned us being in the finale together.
That's not how that was supposed to end.
After all of this drama, who do I feel like I can trust?
Don't trust
Nobody.
Candy now.
At the end of the day, this is a
You already lost
competition,
one
so
life,
I
so there's
really need to
nothing else.
watch my own back and keep my eye on the prize.
I need next week's episode. She was really going through it. Alexis was really going through it. Like, she was going through it more than Kanzi, Kahana, Jimbo, and Heidi and Closet were going through when the drama was about them.
I just love that Alexis really manifested it and really like just took everything on her own to make the moment about her. Like, Alexis is such fucking good TV. But how do you feel about Heidi leaving? Like, what's your ideas?
Real shit, that kind of frustrates me because, I mean, I don't. Before I even get into it, bitch, of course, I've never done it. I don't know what that pressure is like, rah, 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 rah. But I think that that's like, damn, there's other bitches who wanted to be in this spot and you just kind of gave it away and
Yeah.
just let it go in such a. I mean, once again, we said it's gonna make history, but it was just such in a defeatist format. Like, it was like you were just done. You gave up on yourself, and you came on here with this brand. You were branding yourself, the Gap Tooth. Like, she was coming in like exuding so much energy and confidence, and maybe was safe for those first few weeks, but was so upset that she wasn't being recognized and like praised that I think those thoughts were just eating at her head because you don't know now what you're presenting. Is it good? Is it bad? Are you just getting by? Are you just a fucking, a floater in the season? And I think that I don't want to say she'll regret it because I'm sure she felt, good when she left and she got time to breathe and do whatever she had to get back to. Because as we see in a few episodes, or I think last episode or this episode, we see that she recently had lost her grandmother, who was very big on her life. So obviously, there's outside factors that played a role in this. Of course, as a person, as a human, as a drag queen, I love her. I support her. I want her to, heal and be back and, show everything that she's got on All Quarter season. But I do think on the thing of G, like off gangster, off respect, off of passion, fire, like I'm a Barb. And that to me is just quitting. And, it's like, what the fuck? Like, you really just quit.
Like, when the going
So
got tough, Heidi got going.
that's
And
the
that's
that's
on
the name of
period.
the episode. When the going got tough, Heidi got going.
That part.
Back into the closet. What did you think about it?
I mean, I'm not even gonna give it that much airtime because I think that it was kind of a pussy move. Like, you quit, like you couldn't handle it, like the drama was cooking up. It's the same bitches that are talking about the seasons prior. Why is there no drama? She's a part of a season with drama, and then she got going. So I'm gonna keep it short, cute, and cut. It was whack.
Before we even get into this, I also want to mention that we are missing our beloved host, Wellington Gomez. Unfortunately, he couldn't be
No,
here.
fuck y'all hoes. Y'all waited all episodes to say that? Fuck y'all hoes.
Well, girl, I just came scrolling, so fuck that bitch too. Like, back into it. We're gonna get into this
Not the fuck that
motherfucking
bitch.
runway, which was Reveal Yourself.
Reveal yourself.
Thank you, Kevin. We're gonna start and get the ball rolling with our baddie winner of the Snatch game, Jimbo.
Bitch, this shit was iconic. Like, when she was coming out, I was like, oh, like, okay. And then she, like, it was just like a gag after the gag after the gag. Like, this was like, I'm like speechless when it comes to Jimbo on that runway. She is such a well-rounded drag queen. I mean, not really. She can't lip sync for shit. She's like a really good triangle drag queen because like she could do like the looks. She's funny, like she's witty. Like, I'm like, and this look really shows it. Like, it's still very gorgeous. Her mug has improved over the years. Like, it's still very like gorgeous, and then it's just so fucking comedic and funny and like off the cusp and like very like, just even looking at it like just makes me smile. Like, what do you think?
No, definitely giving me Hexagon. She has a lot of sides to her, and I'm excited to see what she has to give. I do still think that there's this little bit of like, when do we get to see like Jimbo mask off, and like, when do I get to see you as Carlos or like whatever Jimbo's name is in real life? Like,
You think a white queen's name is Carlos? Her?
maybe she's Italian and just happened to live in Canada. You never know. Bitches travel, bitches move, bitches migrate. But I did think that this look was dope as fuck. I think when she came out, I was kind of like, "What the fuck am
She
I
was
watching?"
walking backwards. Like,
Yeah, and then I realized that she was walking backwards, and I was like, "Oh, this is dope." And then I got the full concept of like, "Oh, girl, Adam and Eve, like, how what a big like not fu, but just such a bitch. I could be both, and like watch her walk down the runway. Fashion wise, maybe wasn't the dopest thing fashion wise because it's just literally a bodysuit with like
but I
ivy
don't think it
leaves,
needed to
and
be fashion. I feel like it was kind of like that, like raunchy glamour of it all. Like, I feel like
it has to be fashion.
it's
We've gone
giving
through this conversation.
fashion. Bitch,
Exactly.
you fucking stand Selena as titties. You don't know shit about fashion, girl. Like, no shade. Like, not everything has to be so fucking cunty couture. Like, this bitch came on the fucking look, and it was just supposed to be like a gag. And that, yes, it's minimal because it's like a bodysuit, but like, bitch, it's two bodysuit. It's two people in one. No one's ever done this before. The back, she has heels that are heels in the front, fucking feet in the back. Like, this bitch is iconic, and
It
that's
was
that.
dope. I lived for it, but it wasn't fashion. And for you to sit there and say that it doesn't have to be fashion, it 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 has some truth to it, but at the same time, it doesn't. This is the same thing that she presented when she did the green outfit and she took off all those leaves and put it on herself. Is it dope? Is it unique? Is it different? Is it dope? Like, it's dope. Yes, I'll give it to her, but it wasn't fashion. It was an
It was wet.
iconic
It was
runway.
a wet for me. It was wet.
It'll be a wet. Next, we had, let me find it here.
Dun, 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 dun.
We have Alexis. What did you think about Alexis?
I've seen her actually do this look. I remember being like a little drag baby, like watching her shit before she went on the season. And this is something that she does in her shows normally. Like, and it was good. I mean, like, it was beautiful gowns, great gowns, gorgeous gowns. Was I gagged? No. Was it bad? No. Like, it was very like, I'm not like wet and I'm not regretting it. I'm like saturated. I'm moist. It was nice.
Not moist and saturated in the same sentence.
Mm.
I think it was dope. I think I didn't want it to be a different color up until I heard it could be a different color. I
Yeah.
maybe a different pop of red or something just to make it more three-dimensional with the color. But I think the dress, the fabric, the quality looks dope, and the freaking transition from the first look to the second look was seamless, and that was fashion. So what?
It's giving fashion. Yeah, it's a wet for me. I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah, me neither. Now, would I purchase it off the rack? Meh, I don't know.
If it was free, I'd be wearing it.
Oh, for sure.
And next up, we have Cunt Hannah Montrese. Bitch, though this was not a reveal per se, because she was just taking off like parts of her fucking panties.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. This bitch, I'm not getting tired of this Vegas showgirl looks. I'm not. I
Yeah.
just feel like her presentation on the fucking runway, bitch, I don't give a fuck who has anything to say to me. Cunt Hannah literally
That's a
is the
woman.
fucking runway queen of the season. Like, that bitch is fucking stomping. The body is snatched. The body bronze is gorgeous. Like, Edward, you better not say one bad shit about my girl. Like, let me hear it.
She's a gap tooth bitch. No, I'm joking.
That's
She
not
looks
Heidi.
really good. I don't think there's a bad thing to say besides the fact. Well, it's not even bad. It's just an observation. I wish that she would have had more of a reveal with the look, which you just touched on. But aside that, head to toe, looking stunning. She looks freaking elegant. I'm getting the fantasy. The body is there, and it's not something where it's like I'm relying on my body with a little bodysuit. It's like the material of this is giving fashion.
It's giving fashion.
Wet.
It's a fucking. This is like a drown for me. Like, this is my drown.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I thought I heard. I was like, wait, what? Yeah. I'm not mad at a John for you.
Next up,
Woo! This one was a little rough one. I'll be real. Um, I do think it's very flat in the sense of there's like when you look at Alexis's dress, the amount of detail that that dress has, and even both from the from the first look to the second look, there's a lot of details in both looks, whether it's in the fabric, whether it was in the face change. I think here where Candy, we're looking at Candy's picture by the way for our listeners who are not watching our YouTube video with the visuals.
Subscribe on Spotify though, and on Apple Music, wherever you get your podcast played.
Period. And I feel like the first look, we kind of it's very obvious. You could see that the reveal is coming. When we get that second look, I was excited because it was not only a huge difference in the color, also in the length of the gown. And then we get to that third look where the only problem, well, no, okay, two problems I had with it. I do think that it looked flat for the final look of it, such as like the breast. I feel like they're too far apart. And then we kind of seen this look before already where she did I forgot it was obviously on her season. I'm trying to think what was the runway. But she had a look that looked very, very similar to this. When I say that, I mean such as the styling to it, the silhouette of it. But I liked it. I think we seen last week and also wait, yeah, no, last week was a good week for Candy. But I feel like this week and the week prior, we've seen Candy be very lucky based off where we are in the competition and how many queens we have left. Because now, as we're getting closer, if this was presented to us a little later, I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, fuck shit, we're getting to the nitty gritty of it, and I need you to start pulling out the gowns. But Jimbo also went out there with leaves glued on her. So at least
But
this
you
is
cannot compare because I'm just gonna give my quick tea. I'm sorry. The first look I loved, but like it just got worse and worse. The second dress had no shape. It was too like long. Like there was no
long.
body to it. Like I feel like she needs some type of more body in the hips and the breastplate. She needs to borrow one of Jimbo's breastplates, adds a little contour to it, and call it a day. I wish the
Yeah.
hair changed too because the same hair with all three outfits the hair went well with the first outfit, but then it got kind of stale as she kept revealing. This last outfit, the titties looked very like A cups and doesn't look proportionate to her body. This
There it
the
is.
like it was just like again, like I'm just not like her mug is always gonna be my favorite thing about her. She's definitely the mug of the season. Her mug
But
is
you're not
fucking
amused by the muse?
I'm just not amused yet. Like I'm still having faith into my good sis Candy Muse, but as of right now, I'm not like looking out for her in terms of like, oh, let's see what Candy does next. Like this look, this triad of looks, they're all regrets for me. I'm sorry. Like at this point in the competition, it's reveal. Like it's all-star level. This would have been good on a fucking like season 3 or 4, but this is all-stars 8. Like I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I
Like
was about to tweak on you and be like, bitch, reveal when we got only thing Jimbo did was turn around. But
but it
I
was a
will give it
fucking like theatrical fucking masterpiece. It was like a moment that we were like, Candy took off one dress to another, and I was like, okay, bitch, who's next? Like, it's regret for me. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think when she pulled the little thing up, it was pretty dope from the red dress into the third look. I just think that the third look was a little underwhelming. So, yeah, I already know I love this bitch all the way down boots. But if I'm gonna keep it real, I'm gonna speak real. So it was a regret for me, for that last look. But the bitch was, she was good. Next up, we have our cutie patootie, Jessica Wild.
I hated this. I really fucking hated it. And I'm a Jessica apologist. I'm obsessed with her. But the first look, I didn't get. It was a reference. It was a callback to when she was the chicken in the acting challenge of her season 2. I didn't get chicken. When she tried to call that third outfit an egg, it was just not it. And then the last outfit is just too simple for me. It's two sunny side up eggs. Shout out to IHOP on Broad Street in Bloomfield. Go get your pancakes every weekend. I was just not gagging. Like it was just not. It wasn't tea for me. It wasn't good for me. It was boring as fuck. It was a regret. I'm gonna keep it short.
I wouldn't say that it was a full regret. I just think maybe the pan wasn't like all the way on high, so the eggs were, they were undercooked.
I want it over
think,
medium.
I think that first look is just a robe. Let's be real. The robe has no purport, like it has no cinching, no nothing. You can't see her body. It's literally just a robe. The second look needed dimension and needed definition. When you zoom into that picture, you can see that she's wearing an egg and the egg has a little crack on it. Cute. But it's like, give us some shape on that egg. Give us some, give us a pun, give us some humor.
I
And
wanted
then
an egg with shape.
yeah, not no round shape. But yeah, no, I feel like she should have done something a little different there. And then that third look was my favorite look of the little, three-peat right here. I think it was dope. I liked how the eggs were dripping, but I just then at that moment realized, what the fuck is his hair? Like the hair does not match with this, like, with this look. Like in the first one, cute. The second one, I'm like, okay, I like the little white and the orange. But then on the third one, maybe like the silhouette, I feel like the hair is bigger than the outfit, and that's really when I realized this.
It's
So
the proportions and it's like the details. I would have loved an over medium egg. It's a regret for me.
yeah, as a combo, it's a regret. As its individual, I really like that last piece.
Um,
I would wear it.
Next up, we have hot dog real bad. James motherfucking Mansfield. One of the biggest regrets of the season for me. I'm gonna just start off and say I'm so sorry. I'm like the judges said. I'm so fucking tired of the same silhouette, the same blonde hair. Like, I'll do it one more time because
She's branding.
oh, I want a hot dog real bad. So tired of the same pink dress, mermaid tail at the end, big blonde hair, like big boobs. Like I'm just kind of like, I'm
Those
just
boobs look good though.
the boobs look good, but like I'm just like, there's nothing special to this that we haven't seen her do before. And they clocked it when they were doing the deliberations. It was like, wow, James with blonde hair, a pink dress that has a mermaid tail at the end, groundbreaking. I'm sorry, like it was fucking boring.
Alrighty. Well, I wouldn't say so much boring. I do think it's very, we've seen it before. Like you could throw this outfit on onto Trixie, you could throw it on onto any other bitch, and you could kind of just sell it. I don't think there's anything here that is like 100%. This is James, and this is kind of like what Lux was reading about, um, Lucy LaDuca, where it's like, what are you bringing that's going to be different and new into the scene? But in the sense of execution, I do
It's a
think she
little bit
looked.
generic.
I think it's a little bit generic, but I do think she looked good. That first reveal wasn't really a reveal because it's just something over her head, but whatever. Puppet, she's a furry, kind of cute. Next, second look, I did like, the way that she revealed that into her third look. But again, the third look, we've seen her in that before, or in the sense of the silhouette and the style. So for the sense and for the category, it's a wet, but in the sense of it being something that's changing the game, in the sense of, I would say, Jimbo, where that was, although I wasn't thinking it was fashion, it was something that hasn't been done before. It wasn't monumental. So a regret on that end.
It's a regret for me all the way. It was a flop. Bitch, next.
And next up, we have La Reed, all the way from the ATL. She came out here in this cute little purple gown. I was like, oh, what are we gonna get from Lala? I think
Nothing.
the fur was really cute. Then she reveals it, and we get into the second look that was very, 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 very underwhelming. And I'm not too sure, before I even move forward, I'm not sure if it's like, maybe some queens are more booked than other queens, or maybe they're saving like their good stuff for the end. But it looks good for a regular season of
No, it
Drag.
looks good to be like a lip sync assassin, to be getting ready to like lip sync like against because you won.
Yeah.
Bitch, I love the color on her skin. I think it looks gorgeous. But like you said, Edward, it's simple. Like it's a bodysuit with like it was just like bitch, like she's like a candy to me. I feel like they were just too eager to come back and they haven't upped the ante just yet. Like, yes, Lala's looks are better than her original season, but they're not all-star better. They're just better. And I feel like I'm gonna clock it how it is. Like, she looks gorgeous, but like this is some shit I would see at like Boxers or the Ritz and they're fucking kick it a cowing. Like this is it's just not giving me an all-stars level. Like you look around and you see like Alexis and you see Jimbo and you're wearing something that you could find off Shein. I'm sorry, it's not gaggy to me. Like resent to delivery and it's a flop. It's a regret.
Yeah, for the look and the fashion, it's cute. She also said, she's like, oh, and I have my corset or my bodysuit like drowning in diamonds. I'm like, girl, that's not a lot. It's a regret. we're gonna call it what it is. It's like I love Lala. I do think it looks good, but in this challenge, in this walk, in this runway, it's a regret. We got a lot of regrets on this one, low key.
Bitch,
I
this entire season is. I'm sorry, like not to cut my good sister off, but I've been weighing on this feeling.
You do it
I,
often.
I, as I should silence your voice. I feel like with this fucking entire season,
Blank
are you
stare.
bombastic side eye? Are you not bored? Like with the season, be real. Like, I feel like maybe because we're coming down from such a high of All Star 7 and then Sasha Colby season, I feel like this season just doesn't feel like it fits in between those two. Like with those two, like I'm just kind of
No.
underwhelmed.
No, I would disagree with you. I feel like I'm still excited. I feel like this is definitely one of the All-Star seasons that I'm the most invested in the sense of where I'm at in my life and like wanting to like or not wanting to, but just like loving Drag Race, loving the fucking queer culture, loving myself. So I'm excited for it because at the end of the day, I do think we're in a time where it's important to have this shit shown, and I know how like much bigger the impact is in the time that we're in right now. Um, but I think I have more of an like I don't think they're getting the same love that other seasons have gotten, and I think that
No,
it's because they're not getting the rollout that they needed. I feel like we should have had a bigger rollout for them,
no,
and you know,
no. I appreciate your ideas on like queer culture and having the visibility, but that
well,
as
you
a
didn't let
but
me
then
finish.
but then take it out as a viewer. Like the season sucks.
As
Like
a as a viewer, when you think of like the seasons where there's drama back to back, then no, there's not drama. Really do think that the bitches came in there with a different game plan, and what happened was they didn't know that this twist was gonna come down to the fact that, I mean, yes, bitches are gonna eliminate you. We already know that, but you're also on there with so many different personalities that maybe I don't know. Maybe it's the casting. I mean, we already
I
saw
agree
the
with
season
that.
prior, but I would to answer the question. I don't think I'm bored. I'm intrigued. I don't know yet who's winning. I know you are a witch who likes to read the Reddit shit. It can go either way because think about it. Right now, in our front face for what it is, face value. Jimbo's winning this shit, right? Easy peasy. But fuck, maybe Heidi was in line. Maybe Candy's after that bitch, and it's just
She'd be smart if she was to be.
keeping your enemies close, your friends close, and your enemies closer, right? And it's like it's kind of like Survivor. Once you end up eliminating the biggest person in that on that island, you're gaining something for your resume. And at the end of the day, it's like if whoever takes Jimbo out is either gonna leave with the most respect or being hated the most, but it's still you're gonna have to respect that gameplay because when Pangina eliminated Jimbo, bitches were losing it. When Pangina was eliminated, bitches were crushed, but it was what needed to be done for whatever winner of those seasons to get to that crown. And it's like, I'm very competitive. And I think that when it comes to shit like that, it's a dog eats dog world. And you have to bring your claws out before someone could bring them out.
You
Yes,
love to eat.
that doesn't mean be a mean person, but it's like, bitch, know that what you're presenting on this fucking on this platform, you're coming, to win and coming for a crown. And I don't think I'm bored. I don't think I'm as like eager sitting at the edge of my seat at 8 p.m. this season, the way that I was for fucking season 15. But I want more. I'd be lying to you if I'd be lying to you if I sat here and said I was bored.
So do you think Jimbo should have won the Snatch game? Do you think there's anyone else upon the cast of this trash ass cast that could have held a candle to her? Let's hear
Well, I
that.
mean, James also won the Snatch game, so in that to answer that
She
question,
won
yeah.
the Snatch alert. She did not win the Snatch game.
Well, the episode itself. So obviously, Jimbo is our winner of this episode. I think that she did deserve it. I feel like she brought onto the fucking runway and onto the Snatch game not only things that were different and unique, but fucking funny. I might have said this, it's not fashion, but at the end of the day, is it something that if I would see walk onto the runway, if I would see it at a bar, if I would see it anywhere, I'm gonna be invested, intrigued to tip the bitch a few dollars. So yeah, shout out Jimbo. I think well deserved.
And then in the bottom, we have Jessica Wilde and Kantana Montrese with Jimbo winning. And the lip sync assassin is Jasmine Kennedy.
I was so happy
And
to see her. She looks really good.
bitch, those moans are moaning. That bitch is looking cunt and regal. And I was not excited because I already knew that Jimbo was going to lose. Like, it was just kind of like, you just know that Jimbo's not going to win a lip sync.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, whether you already knew that or Jimbo just as bad at lip syncing, I feel like Jasmine really had fun on that stage. And I feel like when she did the little Dua Lipa hip 1 2 1 2, it was solidified. As simple and we've seen it before as it was. It was entertaining and I didn't mind it at all.
And then with the winner of the lip sync, we have obviously, like I feel like we didn't have to think about it, Miss Jasmine Kennedy. And
So
here
let's
we have lip sync.
Sync for your legacy. Good luck and don't fuck it up.
That has to be one of my favorite parts is when RuPaul says, "Don't fuck it up." Instantly, Jimbo is skating. The bitch is a true Canadian. She looks gorgeous, and I love the way Jimbo can really transform her body. And the fact that her lip sync outfit looks better than the outfit she presented on the runway. Gag me. How could I forget? She hits that beat, drops her wig right onto the ground, and she's giving us Nicki Minaj in the Trolls video wig.
Happy
and
Pride.
she's eating. Happy Pride. Right there, we see Jasmine take the eyes right back to her, hitting us with a little hip thrust. Bam! Look it to the ground.
Jasmine Kennedy. Oh, I'm gonna go off, bitch.
Yep. He was giving floor work. She is serving tea, mama. I'm so proud of her because, like, you can really see that confidence in her. But do not be fooled because Jimbo is still holding up until this bitch goes wop wop backflip
right there. Back handspring to the split.
No, but it was a back handspring, and then she did that little like tilt, like, oh, I'm coming back forward. I was like, yeah. And the hair, like, for it to be hair, like flat hair, she looks good. That's 40 inches.
That human unit is it.
Round of applause, Jasmine Kennedy. We are so happy for the growth that you've done. Like, I'm living for her, and it was well deserved. So she wins that lip sync for your life, or lip sync for your legacy, and we see her pull out the lipstick. Who did you think was gonna go before she pulls it out?
Kahana, obviously, like she can hold a candle to Jessica.
Well, we also didn't even touch into base of who was in the bottom. But so far, it was in the bottom. It was Kahana and Jessica Wilde. Candy and Lala ended up being safe. How did you feel about that? We was cool with the way the cookie crumbled there?
Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't eliminate another bitch because since Heidi did forfeit, they were kind of like, you know what? Let's give the girls a safety net because I'm just excited for next week to see who the fuck the queens voted for because that's gonna bring some tea.
All right. Well, you definitely jumped the gun there, but I am excited for next week. And that's what I mean by I'm not bored by this season. I feel like now they're getting to the nitty-gritty. This is when the pressure cooker is locked, the heat is rising, and bitches are about to crack. This episode was just the beginning of what we're about to see these bitches go through. I think that the second another queen wins, they are going to gag the fuck out of Jimbo. So if Jimbo's not safe, if Jimbo places anywhere near the bottom, it's good riddance. Back to Canada, mama. Go get your maple syrup on. But I know you over here, you're rooting for Jimbo. I'm, Team Candy. We want to hear what queen you guys are rooting for. Make sure to use the hashtag team, your drag queen's name. Make sure to tag us, comment, and like below, see what's given. That has been the tea. Now you decide the shade. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Tuck. Hugs and kisses, XO, and happy Pride.